Hi, my name's Jayla. I came home without warning. Just showed up one night, and the moment I stepped inside, nothing felt familiar. No one looked surprised. No one saved me a seat. Then I heard my sister's scream from behind a locked door. I called 911. But what they found inside, it wasn't just a bad night. It was years of secrets, of silence wrapped in smiles, of a man who called himself our stepdad, but owned every room we breathed in. And the worst part, it wasn't just what he did to her. It was who chose not to see it. How do you come back from that? Or maybe the better question is, how do you survive in a family where the danger lives inside the walls and the ones you love most pretend it's not there? I hadn't planned on coming home that day. Truth be told, I didn't even tell anyone I was coming. After months of silence, unread texts, and calls that went straight to voicemail, I figured showing up would say more than another ignored message ever could. And besides, part of me wanted to see it with my own eyes, see what I'd been replaced with. The Uber dropped me 2 blocks down from the house. I asked the driver to turn off the music. I needed quiet. The air was cool, sharp with the first hints of autumn. And the trees lining our street were shedding their leaves like they too were trying to let something go. The porch light was on. That surprised me. My mom never left it on before dark. I stood on the curb for a minute, watching the windows flicker with movement. There were shadows, laughter. My backpack felt heavier than usual. It wasn't about the weight. It was the silence behind the front door. I hesitated before reaching for my old key. I still had it, even though no one told me whether I should return it. I turned it slowly, and the click it made in the lock echoed louder than I expected. The scent hit first. Garlic bread, maybe. Definitely something with cheese, then voices. The low murmur of conversation interrupted by laughter. Tom's, deep and throaty, like a man trying too hard to be charming. When I stepped in, no one turned. The dining table was full. 4 seats taken. My mother her back to me. Tom holding court at the head of the table. Isolde half smiling, eyes low, and a man I didn't recognize, probably one of Tom's friends from work. Plates full, glasses clinking, jokes being passed around like dessert. No one looked up. No pause, not even when I dropped my bag at the threshold. Finally, Mom turned. "Jayla!" Her voice didn't sound surprised, just confused, like I'd ruined something. "I didn't think you'd come today," she added, reaching for her water glass-like that would make it all more normal. I scanned the table. 4 chairs, no fifth, not even a folded napkin. There was literally no seat at the table. I stood there, one hand still on the strap of my backpack, like some kid forgotten at school pickup. "It's fine," I muttered, already feeling my cheeks burn. "I'll just grab something later." Tom flashed a smile that made my stomach twist. "We can pull up a stool, sweetheart." "It's no big deal." "No, I'm good," I said, maybe too quickly. Isolde still hadn't looked up. I made my way to the kitchen, pretending to dig through the fridge. I didn't need anything, really. I just couldn't stand in that doorway any longer. I heard Mom whisper something to Tom. He chuckled low. "She always had a flair for timing, huh?" he said, not bothering to lower his voice. It hit me like a slap. Not the words, but how easily they were spoken in front of me. I'd become an outsider in my own home. I stood behind the kitchen counter, watching them from a distance. Mom touched Tom's hand gently. Isolde barely ate, just pushed her food around. The guest laughed at something Tom said. All of them looked comfortable. I felt like someone watching a family movie they were cut out of. When they started cleaning up, I went upstairs. My room, if I could still call it that, looked different. Gone were the purple curtains I picked out when I was 15. Gone were the pictures I'd hung along the edge of the mirror. In their place were beige drapes, a neutral rug, and a made bed that didn't smell like me anymore. The closet was half filled with storage bins. A folded treadmill leaned against the far wall. It wasn't mine anymore. None of it was. I sat on the bed and glanced around, searching for something familiar. On the bookshelf, I spotted something small, metallic. A necklace. I moved closer. It was the necklace I made for Isolde last year. Beads threaded by hand, colors she loved, a charm I bought from an online store that said, "Sisters always." I remember wrapping it with a handwritten note. She wore it tonight. Only she had thanked Tom for it. He'd regifted it or taken credit. I wasn't sure which felt worse. I held it for a moment before placing it back exactly where it had been. What was the point in saying anything? Who would believe me? Who would even care? Back in my room, I curled into the corner of the bed that still felt somewhat mine. My phone lit up with a few texts from classmates, old friends, nothing from Mom, nothing from Isolde. I opened a draft message to my friend Marcy and typed, "What if you come home and realize it's not your home anymore?" I didn't hit send. I stared at the ceiling, wondering how something could hurt so much and still feel so quiet. I stayed lying there for a while, the words I typed to Marcy still glowing on the screen of my phone. I didn't send the message. Not yet. Instead, I watched the little dot blink in the text box like it was waiting for me to finish the sentence. Or maybe waiting for me to say something I hadn't dared say out loud. What if you